Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be how I do this makeup, and I filmed it from start to finish. I will list all of the products as I usually do in the description box below, and in approximately a few seconds time you will see my very scary naked face. I'm going to start by using my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly because this is a really nice nude toned eye primer. It makes my eyeshadow last really well and it just evens out colouring on my eyelids. Obviously, because I'm going to start with the eyes, it can look a little bit scary doing the eyes first, but it all comes together in the end. Today I'm going to use my Naked Smoky eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay. I'm going to take this eyeshadow first, which is the shade High, and just put that all over my lid. The reason I'm doing my eyeshadow before I do my base is because I find that the Urban Decay eyeshadows have quite a lot of fall down, so I always end up with eyeshadow down here, so it's easier to clean it up before I put my foundation on. I'm going to take this shade next, and it's called Slaved. It's a really nice silvery blue, and I'm going to take that on the same brush and just work that into the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to just blend that out as I go. I'm literally just building up the colour until I'm happy with it. This is obviously only the second eyeshadow and there are going to be a couple more, but I just want to pack on that colour, and the key is just blending because otherwise it can look so messy. I'm going to do the same on the other eye. So I'm just focusing on kind of the crease area and then the outer corner. Next I'm going to take my Sigma eye shading brush. This is the E55 and I'm going to take the shade Armour, I think it's called, and it's the fourth shade across of the really silvery glittery one. And I'm going to pack that onto the outer corner of my eyelid. And then I'm going to take that same brush with the shade Dagger, which is this very deep midnight blue here, and I'm just going to take that ever so slightly through the crease of my eye and on the outer corner. And then I'm taking my blending brush and blending that all together. I told you that it looks crazy when you've not got any more of your makeup on. Next I'm going to take one of the, I think this is from the Naked 2 palette, the brush from that, and I'm going to take the flat end. I'm going to spray that with some Fix Plus, and I'm going to use some of my MAC pigment in the shade Vanilla, and this is the first time I've ever used this. It's a really very pearly white colour, and I'm just going to use that on the inner corner of my eye just to brighten that area up as a contrast against the dark. So I'm just going to dip my brush in very gently and try and get rid of some excess. Just on the inner corner, so hopefully you can see it's just really brightened that up. Please let me know in the comments what you're all doing for New Year this year. We are going to St. Ives. We all just we watch the fireworks and go for a meal and just have a really nice week away rather than just celebrating the one night, which is really nice. And it's just really nice to have like a break away after Christmas. We went last year for the first time and loved it, so we rebooked to go back this year. When we take the dogs and they love going on the beaches, and it's just gorgeous down there. It's in Cornwall, so right at the bottom end of England. It takes us about 6 hours to get there from here, but it's definitely worth it. So I'm going to leave that there for now. So I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and just clean up underneath my eyes where all of the eyeshadow has fallen down, and I also just use it to really square off that line. Next I'm going to take my primer, and this is by Makeup Forever. It's the Step 1 primer, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that and put that all over my face just because it helps my makeup last a little bit longer. It provides a really nice base for makeup, I think. Concealer, as my cheeks are quite red. Usually I would go in with foundation. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I wear the shade 15. I haven't used this in a really long time. I think this might be a new tube. It's one of my favourite concealers. It reminds me a lot of the NARS creamy concealer, but obviously it's a lot cheaper. Next I'm going to use the Revlon Photoready foundation in the colour Shell. I always think Boxing Day is such a strange day because everyone's still on such a high from Christmas, but there's always that feeling of like, is it really all over? you spend so long sorting stuff out and planning and getting ready for surprises and things and being excited, and then I always find myself at some point of Christmas Day just sitting there thinking, crikey, it's over for another year. Clarins Instant Light Concealer, which is one of my favourites that I found this year. Hopefully you can see how much that's really brightened up the area of the face, which is something that I need quite a lot today. I feel we didn't get up till really late, like I didn't get out of bed till 1 o'clock. We didn't get in bed till 1 o'clock, but I never ever usually lie in like that. But I was just so tired. I think it's just the build up of everything. I'm going to take my L'Oreal Brow Artist kit, which is in the darker shade, and I'm going to mix the two colours together. You get a lighter one and a darker one in here. Just no rhyme or reason, fill in the gaps. I haven't actually used a powder on my eyebrows in a really long time. This feels really strange. I've been using the Archery brow pencil for so long on like a day-to-day basis that, you know, when you just get used to a product and then you don't ever want to swap to anything else. Okay, I'm going to leave it there before things get crazy, and I'm just going to go over them with some brow gel. I've got my NYX one here that is in the shade Chocolate. I really like this because when you pull it out, it just gets rid of so much excess product and you've just got the exact amount that you need on the spoolie. I'm just going to brush that through. I'm going to use the Barry M Chisel Cheeks Contour Kit. I'm going to use the Zoeva highlight brush for this, which is just a really nice tapered brush, and I'm going to use the darker shade and put a little bit of that on my brush and just contour my cheekbones a little. I'm going to take my Real Techniques brush in 100 and I'm going to take the middle shade of this palette. This is why I really like this palette, because you get not only a contour shade but also a bronzing shade, just to warm up the rest of the face a little bit. So I'm just going to take that over the top of my forehead, the places where the sun would naturally hit. I'm going to take a little bit of the powder and just powder underneath my eyes. I don't want to powder necessarily my whole face, but just the areas where I need to set concealer and where I get a little bit shiny the quickest. I'm going to use blusher, and I'm going to use my MAC Buff today because this is just a really nice peachy, browny, nudie toned blusher. It's nothing too out there. Next I'm going to go in with a highlight, and this is my Becca highlight. This is the one by Jaclyn Hill in the shade Champagne Pop. It's the most beautiful gold highlight. Face done, now it's time to move back onto the eye. Take some of the eyeshadows that I used on my eyelids underneath my eye. So I'm going to start off by just taking a little bit of the lightest shade on the inner corner of my eye, just to brighten up that area. And then I'm going to take the silvery blue underneath the entire eye. And then I'm going to take the darker shade, which was Dagger, just on the very outer corner. Now I'm going to use my Maybelline gel eyeliner with my favourite eyeliner brush, which is the Sephora 23 Pro Eyeliner Precision Brush. I'm going to follow that line where I've winged it out slightly in my eyeshadow and just do a little flick and then join the two together. It's really hard to remember to breathe when you're doing winged eyeliner. Now I'm going to use my eyelash curlers and just curl my eyelashes. I'm going to use the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara today, which I really like. I did it when I first got it, but then I think I used it a little bit more and I let it dry out, and it's a really nice mascara. It's quite lengthening and creates quite a good curl. For bottom lashes, I'm going to use the number 7 Stay Perfect Long Lasting Volume Mascara because I want something that's not going to smudge but that's also a good mascara for bottom lashes, and this is that. Now I'm going to apply some false eyelashes, and this isn't a step that I particularly enjoy, but I think it's necessary when I've gone so heavy on my eye makeup. So these are the Duralash individual lashes, and I think I got these in America as well. They're really cheap. I think you can get them over here. They're just individual eyelashes, nothing special about them whatsoever. I get a pair of tweezers and the Duo eyelash glue, which is the best one in my opinion, and I pop a little bit of that on the packet that the lashes come with. Just take the lash off that I want with the tweezers and then dip the end of it in the glue, and then I'm going to let that go a little bit tacky before I apply it. I'm going to find where I want it, and I think I'm going to start it just where the darker of the eyeshadow is and drop it on the top of my lash line and just leave it. One thing that I learned on the Pixie course is that when you apply a lash, an individual lash, you pop it on and you leave it. I've just taken my hair out and I'm just going to brush it through. These are the curls that were in from yesterday. My hair is very, very messy and knotty, so I'm just using my GHDs to grab a little strand of hair and add a little bit of a wave. We're supposed to be wearing our Christmas jumpers tonight for my mum's on Boxing Day, but I don't think anyone else is wearing them. But you know, when you just want to put a jumper on that you don't have to think about styling with anything, that's kind of why I really wanted to wear it. I think I might still put one of mine on. I am going to be doing a hair routine where I show you properly how I do this, even though at the moment it's not looking all that fancy. Just finish off by doing my lips, and I'm going to start by using the Essence lip liner in the shade 06 Satin Mauve. And then over the top of that, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Colour Riche lipsticks, I think, or the liquid lipsticks in the shade 500. And I'm just going to pop that over the top. So that's the finished makeup look. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and that it's given you some kind of inspiration for the makeup that you want to wear for New Year. I am now going to put on my Christmas jumper and go to my mum's for a Boxing Day feast, and I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye!